which is 6011. So now we're in the single TPOs,
we're gonna,
and we're in what we would call repair.
Maybe no
we may go and fill in these single TPOs for any business that didn't get done there.
Perfect. Okay, so
someone told me that whoever counts here for the
which is
kind
of like the low volume.
No, we split the profits.
59.
And if we lose, we split the losses too.
58. There's just a lot of I
don't know about that.
So that's like the translation of market profile to volume profile. Awesome.
Yes, there was a big change in value there, and once it goes back into that change in value, it may come back and recheck the lower end of the value.
Perfect. Okay, that was an excellent description. The support team has
let us
know. Please refresh your trading platform.
All right, just sitting back here waiting for this 15-minute range
and
break.
If you feel like you were impacted, feel free to contact us at the trader support team. Shout out to them, and thank you for updating us. Louis.
Hey, Jack, any thoughts on bonds being flat today?
It's interesting. They didn't move more with all the madness yesterday. Let me take a look real quick.
Curiosity.
Trade with John's up 6K. What the fuck?
My little purple box here already.
How'd you make 6K? What'd you do?
Here's the 10-year yield.
Press the button.
One good thing is with stocks selling off today, at least right now, the yields came in a little bit.
Awesome.
I used to call 4.3 happy place.
I know
for a long time.
Probably some good traders in the chat, but at the same time, there are traders that are just,
we consolidated there
getting
for a
introduced
good
to
couple
trading,
weeks before the recent.
Some of them are making money just by clicking the button.
Downtrend.
I think the market is going to go this way.
It's going to go down, right?
Let me go 5 minutes. Boom! I made $5,000.
There's not that much relief so far.
No,
this is the
that's
problem.
What's kind of surprising, even with kind of a.
It's
I don't know. I think Hogue, you said this morning. I would say it was kind of a unlean number.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't
I mean,
bad.
it was kind of neutral. Yeah.
But we still haven't absorbed what's coming, right?
Right.
Those were the March numbers. I want to see the June numbers, but we got to wait until.
All right. I mean, if we break this opening range to the downside, 550, 500.
Jack, I sort of volunteered you yesterday for maybe a little crash
waiting.
course in bonds and treasuries. As a lay person, what's like the most basic stuff we should know about the
every little
relationship
dip is getting
between
bought,
treasuries
every
and the
little
market?
rip's getting sold.
Those crude.
Like the treasury market or the stock market?
Just their relationship. So if treasuries are going up, the stock market should theoretically do what? Like a Series 3 question almost.
If you read it like I don't know, like a For Dummies book, which I recommend. Those are sometimes good on it.
Just
it
in
would
the middle
be
of the range.
that the price
Can't
of
go
bonds
up,
is
can't go
inverse
down.
to the yield.
Something's gonna happen.
Generally, there's a trade-off when
waiting for
stocks
your
are going
entry
up.
so they can-
Once I go short, they'll rip it
Basically,
high.
it's like cash. It's your safe haven. It's where you go to collect yield. So as yields go up, it should attract people and regulate. But I mean, I never traded any spreads between them or anything like that. You would generally see
the
yield
15-minute
going
range
up
is
670.
60,
Sorry, I'm looking at this right now.
18,678, by the way. So it's kind of
selling off. As I mentioned, Dolby, my
we are
brain is
selling off
completely
here.
broken right now.
Crude new lows.
Yeah, crude new lows. That's the big one. 59.38.
what in the world this market's going to do.
Getting into those single TPOs. Jack, go ahead.
Sure. Generally, when stocks are selling off, you'd expect the yields to come in, right? Slower growth will be a lowering force on yields, right? As I mentioned the other day, what you don't want to see are yields
All right, back to the
spiking
700s
and,
here.
Stocks going down.
tempted
So
to
yields
take
going
short.
up, it increases the rate of your mortgage. It makes money more expensive. Theoretically, stocks are supposed to be the discounted future earnings of a company. That doesn't mean anything anymore. But at higher yields, that should make prices go down because you're taking your future earnings and reducing them, discounting them at
all these
a
wicks around
greater
just makes
rate.
it a stronger support, but at the
I mean,
same
it's
time,
It's awesome. It was a very
Unless you're
good
the Russell.
description.
based on facts, if they
Unless
keep
you're the
holding it
Russell,
down,
in which case the cash flows are.
I don't mind seeing like
As mentioned,
300
yesterday before a
points
spike, the Russell has been
move
flat
down,
since
though.
2018.
Oh my god.
Heartbreaking.
Poor Russell.
7 years of absolute nothingness
Flat.
in the RTY. Just heartbreaking. Crude oil here is just eating it right now. So
If I
crude is
just look at
alive
the move
again,
from
which as
yesterday.
a former crude trader, love seeing it because it is a very fun
Going
market
back to
trade
where?
when it is moving. And we are
just
just
saw
new
green
lows,
candles.
new lows. Now 59.26.
Back to the
so strong
breakout.
candlesticks to the downside for crude. Has anyone seen their gas prices going down yet?
You got
No.
seasonality that's holding it off.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know,
Seasonality.
it's a seasonal bullish time for
Uh-huh.
gasoline, so that's why everybody's not seeing it at the pump either right just now. So
Really, we're down $10, and gas is still like
Through
$4
the
in
low of day
Chicago.
now.
4 cents. Yeah,
Do we continue through here? Is the
they move them
question
real
now,
slow.
though.
That's for sure. That's never changed.
Yeah, they do. Move it real slow. Keep an eye on a nice
They
house account
reformulate-
trade though. This might be one of the
They
best.
reformulate it
gold
for summer
think
months as
sure.
well.
Right.
Do they really?
Exactly.
They reformulate it.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
So it's what, better or worse?
I think it's the reformulation.
I
I
want
think
to see like a
is more
little
for,
bit of a
like, winter
pushback up here.
months.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
Go back to
And
the
don't,
original.
chat, don't take this the wrong way, but there are crack spreads.
Right there,
You know,
testing
and that's
that
a-
opening
a
range
big
low
deal.
again,
I've been doing crude this
680s.
week in Discord. I mentioned crack spreads.
Ideally,
People are like,
700 to push back up would be nice for a
Yes.
short, maybe. But
Oh,
These
Okay,
these guys
okay.
all trade crack spreads.
yeah, they do.
The NAS
Or at least
spread.
Well, it's
right?
called the
NAS crack
NASDAQ.
is
Yeah,
one leg.
that's one leg of the crack spread.
Dolby, the
Okay.
other classical relationship with stocks and bonds, right,
Mhm.
is if you just think about it, all things excluded, as the yield goes
moving
up.
down
so
here now. Now
Treasuries
if I can just
are
fucking
generally supposed to be your
waterfall to the
risk-free rate in the market. As that yield rises, they become more enticing to people. You saw it, you know, if say the 30-year
Rose.
bond was at
Ooh.
18% like it was in the early 80s, that's
Mhm.
locking in
What?
18%
10 o'clock news, I guess.
in
Stop me out of
per
break
year
even.
for 30 years, risk-free. So
10
that
o'clock
should be a
news,
drag
market
on
pumped
stocks
right back up there,
if yields go
700s.
higher because it becomes more enticing.
see if that
to
700
not
turns into
risk your money in the
resistance here
stock
now.
market, but to take the risk-free.
and continues to
Rate.
move lower.
Okay, that makes sense. So treasuries are just like the basis of risk-free.
Well,
right, so-
short term. That's why the Fed funds
Okay.
and stuff is so important. That's your risk-free
Right.
rate. The 30-year is not riskless, as people found out. Just look at the TLT, not
Yeah.
our tilt, but the TLT ETF, the long bonds,
Mhm.
and that got cut in half. Because the problem is, if
Ooh, new lows across the board here. Sorry, Jack. 59.20 in crude oil.
Down there, the 650s,
And
that
NASDAQ
next
has
level's like
broken that lower
580s.
range
The
here,
downside,
trading
that's 50% of the total
18,640.
range.
So we are getting a sell-off here, almost
And
down
then to
3.5%.
the downside here, kind of
Volatility is
like in
still
the
the
middle
name
of
the
that
game in these
big
markets.
spike.
And this is on
Candle there.
No news.
That hourly candle
I'm not
puts
seeing
us back
anything.
down here
No
like
hot biscuits with that Eddie in the back as well,
18,200.
watching the wire. This is
Watching the
just
wire.
a
That was previously
Just a sell-off.
resistance
Taking
there
a
as well.
deep
18,200 area
yesterday,
resistance.
hello.
NASDAQ just dumping
We got
here
out
through
right
the
on.
600s now. Oh my
Yeah,
baby
you
Jesus.
two nailed that
Yeah.
scalp. Nailed that scalp.
She can't stop. She
Y'all, if
won't
you're still
stop.
having
She said.
issues with
for
Topstep
nobody.
X, please refresh. Please refresh. They made a little update in the back, so refresh should be better. Oh, that's
So
actually
we
a
were-
good point,
you were
Chad.
right
Yeah, what is the
in-
price? Yep.
See money
Five oh.
take money on those longs in those equities trades, right, guys?
Yeah,
And
completely.
you guys were saying too, right? Counter trend trade. You went long against the trend.
We asked for the
no,
move,
that's
there
more
it is.
basic,
Money.
There's the
double
move.
territory. Not one you want to just hold for a really long time. If you're counter trend, still there's some big
NASDAQ
risk
down
in
to the
market here.
600s.
Ladder is still very thin, pretty much across the board. Big volume came
I
in.
thank
around 30
God
minutes.
every day for micros.
Hey, we'll,
Got a little biscuit here coming in right now. Schmidt, Fed Schmidt, relative to earlier in the year, there is a marked increase in the risk of higher inflation, lower employment, and growth. Also talked about prepared remarks. We're not addressing the March CPI or President Trump's announcement paused on some tariffs. So it's to not include that. And one thing I do want to
Might be
mention
another chance
is
to
that
short, right?
you did say that earlier before we even started the show. Johnny Hogue's see money, take money.
I
So
hope that
that's
was
been
not
the
it.
it's been the plan. It's worked out well. Good job. Back to you guys.
awesome, Eddie. Thank you so much for that update. So, okay, cool. Gold popped. let's see. Small bounce off of 600s in the NASDAQ.
Like nothing
We
happened.
haven't talked about gold yet.
Just like that, 100 points.
Gold pushing higher, 3150.
50. Yep.
80.
Still has a way to go for all-time highs here. What do we off? We're off about $50, give or take a couple from all-time highs. But I mean, hell of a bounce off of 3,000, up $150 from there. So gold is still looking very strong. How's Bitcoin doing? Hanging in
What
there
do you
around
think is gonna happen with all this
81,000.
tariff news and everything.
It's not really a market
going
we've
on.
talked about a whole
I try not to
lot
think about it, to be honest.
recently.
That's kind of like
You know,
my
some
my
crypto
goal
heads
is
are
not to
probably
think about it,
keeping an
but
eye on it, but it seems like it's fairly safe between
I don't know.
76 and 80 for
It's
right
just,
now.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
man.
asset a lot of people thought it was going to be when markets went wild. I mean, it's actually been fairly stable.
opening range moved down so far from
Yeah.
that 680s down there to the 580s for
Definitely.
100 points.
It's great
just-
to watch over the weekend because I'm telling
Oh.
you that Sunday afternoon move just
And right now, already kind of
all the
bouncing right there off the 600
you
level.
can just see the margin
Straight
calls
back up
elsewhere
here.
going off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I have a Coinbase account, and I love to watch. You talk about watching a ladder get moving. Oh, whew. That thing get moving.
And that's how you know you're
this
a real
gets back
trader
up
is when
to
you're
that
watching your
fucking
Coin
700 level.
worldwide.
Coinbase account on a Saturday or a Sunday morning. They just inject it right into our veins. But let's also inject the tip of the week into our veins with Eddie. Eddie, be back there, sir.
All right. Let me dab that with a little rubbing alcohol, and we're going to give you a shot. Tip of the week. All right. Stick to your strategy. This is why it matters. Remove your guesswork. All right. A solid strategy is going to help you avoid impulse, fear-based decisions. Consistency wins.
And NASDAQ just
Right
kind
now,
of
if your strategy works,
going nowhere here.
stick with it. All right. Success in trading isn't about one big win. It's about repeating good habits over and over, and emotional control. Remember, when the markets are wild, gosh, we've seen this the last few days. Your strategy is your anchor. Okay, remember that. Strategy is your anchor. It keeps you grounded. It
Oh,
prevents
baby.
revenge trades.
What do you do?
Or
You
chasing the market.
you were showing me earlier
anything
your Rubik's
stupid
Cube.
Or
This
Yeah,
is a good time for the
Unresponsible
Rubik's Cube,
for it.
huh?
So
I think
keep that
so.
in
Yeah.
mind.
Good time to
Stick
play
to
with the
your
Rubik's
strategy.
Cube.
That's what I've got. And I'm passing
Keep your
it back
mind
to
off the
Dolby.
market for a
Dolby,
minute.
back to you, my friend.
And
Eddie,
squeeze it
thank
back up
you
there again to that
so
700
much.
level.
Chat, how have you done with sticking to your strategy?
Testing that
Sweet.
680s now.
Please let
High
us
school.
know, and we can talk about it.
See if we build out this
We got
bear
crude oil
flag.
here, 59.26.
Basically, at this point, we'd be looking
I think the house
for
account's up almost $1,000.
another candle to make a new kind of like
Crude oil trade.
a
This
break
might be the
back
greatest
down
opening
from
range
here
Crude oil trade the house accounts
would
ever
be what I
had.
want to see.
JD, is that the fact? Are you back there still?
Don't
That's
curse
exactly
it.
where I went short.
But if not,
it'll be well managed.
well,
The potential failed downside auction in it right now.
it might just rip back
Let me
up.
know when to get out, Hogue. Let me know.
How those
Lenny.
hands feeling, JD?
We're at just about 3-to-1 R on this trade. So if there is a failed downside auction, Hogue, you keep me posted.
Toast
All right, so I'm
hands.
looking right now just
Still in the
to
single
kind of
print
see
territory
if we get
for crude
Probably.
oil.
kind of the move right there, huh?
Problem is we don't know it's a failed downside auction for another 20 minutes.
How many minutes?
Got to get through
20
like
minutes.
the 630 area.
Ooh. All right, we can wait. We can wait 20 minutes. We just got to dance for 20 minutes and keep y'all distracted.
630
Ivy
break
Wall
in.
is
Looking for a short opportunity here.
59.19. And
59.19.
more time we spend
My
below that,
finger's
the better
on
off
the
we're gonna be.
trigger.
Okay, nice. Well, sounds pretty
Is
easy
that
right now.
6:30?
Crude heading towards
We're
59
short.
evens. Currently trading
let's
05.
Get this move straight down through the
Tasty.
600s.
58.94s. Man,
550s or so would be nice.
Tasty.
Watching today.
Stop on this is
Now
going to be
let's
get
650.
paid.
I'm short from the
Yeah.
25.
Wow.
Markets is heating me up so much. I need to turn off this heater real quick.
If I tell you that I went short, you're gonna
One
say that I
second.
copied you.
Don't copy me. Just got to get through the
Jack
600s
taking
right
off his
here.
flannel. So Jack, do that. All right, crude trading 58.85
Like I said, stop is at
now. There's a
653 for
huge
me.
sell-off in
I'm
crude. This
entered
is
at
crude oil that
short
we all
25s.
know and love. NASDAQ also selling off a little bit. Rejection off the 18,700s.
58
Maybe a little
Man.
stair-step rejection
Maybe.
there.
Chop.
Might find some
Very, very
support.
good trade so far. Yeah.
I would just see a
Remember
you-
those days, Dolby, evens, halves,
Waterfall
80s.
to the downside, you
You know,
bitch.
20s.
those numbers
Yep.
are always targets. with
Chopped
green.
out there.
Those are
Luckily,
some
that
of
was
my
only
favorite
two
numbers. Evens,
contracts.
20s, 50s,
Only a
and
25
80s.
stop.
80s,
25
right?
point stop
27.
there. Nah, I'll take that.
Those are like the
That
crude oil
risk
fib
reward.
numbers, typically.
Exactly.
Dolby,
Sure.
if I
Might be-
were
might have been
trading
too tight
alone
of a
right
stop,
now, I
but
would take off the
I'd
flannel.
rather do
The
that. If
problem
we
is I'm
lose
wearing a
600s
gray
again,
shirt beneath
I'd like
it,
to grab that
and I
short again
promise
there,
you I'm
but-
sweating profusely in the armpit region.
25
They ran
point
a
stop in this
gray,
market.
a
I'll
gray
take that trade
T-shirt
all day.
contest there, Jack. It's like the male version of a wet T-shirt
You
contest.
got the norms.
Oh,
You got the norms going.
what are we doing? Just showing our pits here and how sweaty we are? Let's see. If crude gets down to 58, maybe Jack will take off his flannel.
Man,
for
look
us.
at it.
That'd be almost
Good thing we have our
like
stop.
a $1,800.
Another
crude oil
50-point
trade.
rip
That's-
back
that's
up here,
probably worth
so.
at least no flannel, I think.
Or
You gotta
1,000
love
likes
it.
on the stream.
Or
1,500,
1,000 likes. I'll
2,000.
take
Name
1,000
your price
likes. That'd be
tag.
pretty good.
Name
You guys
your
are
price
printing me out
price.
right now. It's on me. I've been too stubborn to replace the furnace for this section of the house because it's supposed to be
The
spring,
chat
but
said
it's
rip
been
to the
like
moon.
30 degrees
Okay.
in Chicago overnight.
You know, snowing
No.
He's
yesterday.
always right, right?
Always right.
Yeah, it was terrible.
100 here today
The
in
chat
AZ.
is always
Yeah,
right.
hoop, no one cares about the weather in Arizona.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
Even,
exactly.
even the States. What do you guys do there?
Getting stuck
Thanks.
here again below
Thanks,
the
man.
18,700.
Makes
Just jealousy.
sense.
That's all it is. Pure jealousy.
Yeah,
Pure
we're
jealousy.
territory.
That's right.
We mentioned yesterday, Hoop, that the
We're
west
right
coast
there at the
of
bottom
Florida
of the
is
opening
where,
range now. Bottom of the
Midwest
opening range
goes.
here on the NASDAQ.
Arizona also, a place where you can
Yep.
find pulvers.
See if we
and
get this,
Tons of
utilities,
Chicago
etc.
wins.
Reversal
love
off the
Culver's.
lows.
I'm uncomfortable. Be an Arizona Cardinal
The
fan.
middle of that
and come here
15-minute
when the
range is
Bears come here. It took my
18,775.
son there when he was like 10. I thought he was wearing a Cardinals
We
jersey
put in a
because he
higher
was
low
born
for
here.
now,
I'm
but
like, you know what, dude, you're
waiting
gonna get
and
rolled
watching.
out here.
Back down here. once
Chicago
again.
fans. There were
Oh,
half the
we're
stadium
awful.
were Bear fans. Oh,
All right, I like
brutal.
if we break
I
through
don't
600s, I'm
condone
just
it,
going to
but
grab
if you're
another
ever
short
going
and
to
just
an
try to
away
take a
game,
quick
if you're going to
scalp
Chicago for a Bears game,
on the
just
move down
do yourself
here.
a favor. Watch. and
Hide.
Don't say anything. And I'm not saying it's right, but it will not be
breaking
all
like
the
through
time.
this level now.
It's extremely uncomfortable.
Our team might
Like
be
going
trash,
to,
but we travel well.
Like going to a Phillies game in a Vikings jersey, probably not the best idea.
Oh,